Bauchi State residents receive farm inputs and equipment to boost food security. Expert calls for new laws to protect Nigerians and environment amid rising pollution and climate threats. Millions in Somalia at risk as World Food Programme slashes food aid due to funding cuts. Good evening and welcome to Himma News at 5. I am Nunan Baga Busaridan with the news. The federal government has distributed agricultural inputs and equipment to smallholder farmers in Bauchi State. Speaking at the inauguration of the distribution on Friday in Bauchi, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Ungogo, said the distribution is part of renewed efforts to boost food production. He reiterated that food security remained a national priority, stressing that the Tinubu administration declared a state of emergency on food security since July 2023. Kyari, represented by the Director General Services of the Ministry, Kizito Gukas, said the federal government is implementing reforms and short-term interventions to make essential inputs affordable and accessible to farmers. According to him, the inputs distributed include herbicides, organic fertilizers, insecticides, knapsack sprayers, growth enhancers, tomato seeds, power tillers, and water pumps. These items, he said, would be distributed through 25 commodity associations, cooperatives, farmers with special needs, and internally displaced persons. He emphasized that the intervention aimed to support smallholder farmers constrained by the high cost of farm inputs, while also distributing to economic growth, job creation, and poverty reduction. Ilyasu Gital, the Bauchi State Commissioner for Agriculture, commended the federal government for its support, noting that the state government also prioritized agriculture as a driver of food security. The Niger State government has entered into a multi-billion-dollar memorandum of understanding with the Republic of Benin to boost cotton, maize, and soybean production. The agreement was signed in Cotonou by Governor Umaru Bago alongside Nigeria's Minister of State for Agriculture, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi. The deal will strengthen cross-border agricultural cooperation, focusing on mechanization, irrigation, and innovation to boost food security and job creation in both countries. According to details shared by Niger State officials, the partnership targets the production of 450,000 tons of cotton in Borgu by leveraging Benin's expertise in high-yield cultivation. In addition, about 550,000 hectares will be dedicated to maize and soybean farming by 2030 through crop rotation and modern farming techniques. The project is expected to create 1 million jobs across value chains, promote soil conservation, and integrate mechanized farming systems. The agreement provides for the establishment of 55 technical centers where mechanics, drivers, and agronomists will receive training. These hubs are expected to drive innovation in agricultural practices while offering subsidized seeds and fertilizers to farmers. Officials added that the project will incorporate progressive irrigation methods and farmer-specific solutions to enhance output and sustainability. The Executive Director, Global Initiative for Food Security and Ecosystem Preservation, Michael David, has called for new laws in Nigeria to protect its people and environment. David spoke with journalists on Wednesday in Abuja in commemoration of Nigeria's 65th Independence Day celebration. He said that after 65 years of independence, Nigeria needed a law to match its current realities, robust enough to protect people, ecosystems, and future development. Davis said over the decades, the country has witnessed massive demographic growth, from about 45 million in 1960 to more than 220 million today, and has witnessed rapid industrialization, oil extraction, expansion of cities, and weak regulatory regimes have severely degraded air, water, land, and biodiversity. According to him, deforestation has accelerated as Nigeria loses more than 350,000 hectares of forest per year explaining that mangrove zones have been damaged by repeated oil spills since the 1950s, and that estimates suggest Nigeria has spilled around 13 million barrels of oil in the Niger Delta, heavily impacting mangrove forests. He said that flooding and extreme weather had become more frequent and destructive, and that water pollution has become a grave issue in many mining communities, and many urban rivers are contaminated by industrial effluent in levels far above WHO safety limits. He said that the current Environmental Impact Assessment Act, dated from 2004, lacked sufficient teeth for present scale of development and pollution. The stakeholders in agricultural chain have called on United Nations, the federal government, organizations and individuals to support actions that would curb hunger, illiteracy, boost food security and enthrone peace. The Nigerian representative of May Peace Prevail on Earth International, Mojima Itokudu, who made the call at the 2025 United Nations International Day of Peace celebration in Rivers State, regretted that there are profuse messages on peace without actions. He said it is imperative to implement actions and policies that would boost food productions, curb hunger, empower the downtrodden, and invest in education to curb illiteracy. Itokudu pointed out that in Nigeria, there are issues of insecurity, economic strain, social fragmentation, and youth restiveness, among others. He noted that lack of food, skills, and literacy could cause crisis, conflict, and distrust in homes and in the society, which is unhealthy for individuals and societal growth. Also speaking during panel discussions at the event, Inyodu George Upang of the University of Cross River State, Calabar, said for peace to be achieved, the root causes of conflict, poverty, inequality, environmental degradation, and hunger must be addressed. On his part, the Chief Imam of Mile 1 Diobu Central Mosque, Port Harcourt, Imam Murtala Suleiman, called on the UN to assist to address issues of food security in Nigeria. He lamented that many citizens are hungry and angry, a situation which has created tense and chaotic atmosphere. Please stay tuned for more stories. Welcome back, and now the news continues. The All Farmers Association of Nigeria on Wednesday unveiled a digital identity card and database platform to strengthen its farmers register and accurately capture the identity of members nationwide. AFAN also inaugurated an advisory board to represent the interests of members and engage government on their behalf. The national president of AFAN, Farouk Rabiu Moody said the digital database would provide farmers with a platform to seek solutions to challenges in farming systems and food production. He explained that the advisory board comprises people with experience across business sectors and large organizations who would support AFAN's work and amplify the voice of farmers. According to him, AFAN has also inaugurated a farmers' data bank and helpline to support members' activities and address their complaints. Rabiu Moody added that the new digital ID card would authenticate farmers' membership and ensure that data remains under the control of commodity associations. The head of operations, Grow Technologies, the project consultant, Adeyemo Ayoolua, said that platform would help farmers access loans and other benefits from the Bank of Agriculture. He added that AFAN had deployed agents in different states to assist even the most illiterate farmers to enroll in the database. Also, the national president of the Poultry Association of Nigeria, Sunday Obiora, noted that some government policies had reduced prices of feed, frozen chicken, and eggs. He warned that the policy on rice and food importation could discourage local production and cause farmers financial losses. The United Nations World Food Programme warns today that millions in Somalia are at risk of worsening hunger and malnutrition as critical funding shortfalls have forced the agency to reduce the number of people it supports with life-saving emergency food assistance in Somalia by over 2/3. In November last year, WFP will have to reduce the number of people who receive emergency food assistance to just 350,000 people, down from 1.1 million in August. This means that WFP will be supporting less than 1 in every 10 people who are in need of food assistance for survival. The latest Integrated Food Security Phase Classification report shows that 4.4 million people in Somalia are facing crisis level of food insecurity or worse, including nearly 1 million in emergency levels of hunger, a number that has increased by 50% in just 6 months. Malnutrition also remains alarmingly high, with 1.8 million children under 5 acutely malnourished and 421,000 suffering from severe malnutrition. WFP's nutrition programs are also facing reductions, with just 180,000 children still receiving nutrition treatment. To end the news, the headlines once again. Bauchi State residents receive farm inputs and equipment to boost food security. Expert calls for new laws to protect Nigerians and environment amid rising pollution and climate threats. Millions in Somalia at risk as World Food Programme slashes food aid due to funding cuts. That's the news for today. I am Nunan Baga Busaridan. Many thanks for being there.